Hi everyone, good morning. Thank you for joining. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing? Are we ready for a strength workout? Um, Gonna give everybody a couple minutes to log on. Um, so we'll be doing body weight stuff again today, as in the description. Um, if you want to use weights, I'll do as I did before, instruct weights for those who have them and want to use them. Yeah, and then we'll get going in just a moment. Um, let's see. Looks like we have a steady group logged on. Oh, there just came one more. So everybody have their coffee and tea as well. If you don't, maybe grab it. Um, okay, I'll go ahead and read our waiver and we'll get going. So I hereby voluntarily give consent to engage in an on-site fitness program. I understand that this is voluntary and I'm in no way obligated to actively participate, um, but I may observe as an option. This does not in any way impact eligibility for health insurance coverage. I can cease my participation at any time. The workshop may involve the use of the musculoskeletal system. I understand that I will be observed and that I'm responsible for monitoring my own condition throughout the workshop. Should any unusual symptoms occur, I would cease my participation immediately and inform the instructor. Participating, I agree to assume all risks of this workshop. I further understand that although this is being performed at an event sponsored by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and or its affiliates, Harvard Pilgrim, good morning. Shall not at any time or any extent whatsoever be liable, responsible, or in any way accountable for any loss, injury, or damage to be suffered or sustained by any person at any time in connection uh, with or as a result of this. I, for myself, my heirs, executors, and assigns hereby release Harvard Pilgrim, its affiliates, subsidiaries, divisions, directors, and employees from all legal claims arising out of, in connection with, or in any way related to my participation in this workshop. Okay, I've read this consent and understand its content. Okay, everyone, here we go. Are we ready for a minute plank today? Because we're going to do it. You guys did 45 seconds last week, so you're ready to go. Both people, okay. So let's get going, everyone. Now, if you have weights and you want to incorporate them, in the warm up in a moment, we can definitely go ahead and do so. Otherwise, let's stand on up and let's just start by taking a nice big stretch. So just reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. Let's interlace the fingers, flip the palms, take a nice big bend towards the left. And then let's come back up through center. Let's take a nice big bend towards the right. Let's come back up through center. Let's take a couple nice big circles with the arms, really being intentional with our circles, right? So we're not just kind of like whipping the arms around. Like we're really thinking about the upper back, the shoulder blades are getting a nice big stretch. That's the purpose, is to introduce these movements to the body to create space and gently wake them up. So let's take one more nice big circle, and then we're just going to take an easy forward fold. So just relax down. Hands can come to the floor. You can have a little bend in your knees. You can grab opposite elbows. Let's relax the chin down towards the chest so your neck is nice and long. How good does that feel to just, let the head relax down, let all that length from your tailbone to the neck. Just open up the spine. And then from here, we'll gently reach the arms all the way on up. We'll rise back up to stand. And then let's gently relax the arms down. Okay, so let's step the feet nice and wide. We're going to move into some side lunges to warm up. So if you want to grab a weight and you like to hold a weight at the chest and you want to get right into your weight work, go right ahead and do so. We're just going to bend that right knee, just kind of sit back um, into your side lunge. Just kind of pause for a moment. Now I'm leaning on the leg. You don't have to if you don't want to, especially if you have a weight. And then we'll gently switch sides to that left side. So we're going to go back and forth a couple times. Really move at your own tempo, you guys. I say that a lot, like don't feel like you have to move too quickly. If you want to move quickly, go for it. Um, but again, we're introducing these movements to the body, so we really, really always want to check in with our form. I always personally favor alignment and form over speed, just so that we're really, really keeping the body nicely aligned. Okay, let's do one more to the right. Do one more to the left. And then let's gently come back through center. Okay, let's step the feet together. Um, and we're going to come on down to the mat and head into our planks. Nothing like a plank to get us going. So let's just get it out of the way. So we're going to start with a plank from the knees. So remember, we can gently drop the hips down. So we're kind of at this angle, at this diagonal, but the core is nice and strong. Imagine like you're putting on a tight pair of jeans. And we're just going to pause and hold here. Just start to build a little bit of heat here in the body. Start to bring a little bit of tension into the arms. And then from here, let's maybe gently tuck the toes and let's press the hips up to a downward dog. So relaxing the head down, tailbone is nice and high. And then from here, we're going to gently rock forward to a full plank and then back to a downward dog. Again, not moving too fast. Like we want to land in that solid plank each time. And if this doesn't feel good in your body, you can always drop down to the knees, take that plank from the knees, and then rock back to a child's pose. You can always take that version. So next time we rock forward to plank, we're going to pause and we're going to take our right hand and then tap that right hand back towards the left shin and then come back to a plank. So then left hand taps the right shin and then come forward to plank. So we're just alternating, tapping each leg each time, rocking forward to plank and tapping the opposite shin, but making sure we're again landing in that solid plank each time. So let's take one more here on each side. And then the next time that we land in plank, we're going to just pause and hold, chest reaching forward, heels pressing back. Feel free to drop down to the knees if you prefer. And I'm going to put on our timer and away we go. So again, we're, like I said, putting on that tight pair of jeans. So we've got that little bit of tension in the belly. Chest reaching forward, heels pressing back. You can drop down to the knees at any point. And sometimes I like to rock the chest forward and press back with the heels a couple of times. Just I think that little bit of movement just helps to distract from the plank. Maybe giving the head a couple gentle little turns from side to side so there's no tension in the neck. So we're more than halfway there. Holding here, we've got like our last like 10 seconds or so here. So here's our last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. So gently dropping down to the knees, maybe taking a child's pose if needed. Everything just kind of relaxes down towards the mat. Maybe roll the shoulders a couple of times, and then we'll make our way back on up to stand. So let's grab hold of our weights and We'll move right into biceps. Nice work, everyone. Full minute plank. So now we're awake. So if you've got weights and you want to start to take some bicep curls, let's start to take some traditional bicep curls. If you've got heavy weights, let's take 10. If you've got lighter weights or no weights, we're going to hold the arms in front of us and we're going to bend and extend the elbows, and then your elbows are staying about shoulder height. So those of you here with no weights or light weights, we're going to stay here. We're going to do more reps. Here, we're not going to drop the arms. Our challenge is to um, use gravity to pull on the arms. So we're going to stay here. Those of you guys with your heavier weights taking your 10 bicep curls, once you've gotten there, take a moment to relax the weights down, roll the shoulders out whenever you're ready to, if you need that little bit of a break. And then we're going to move on to hammer curls. So those of you with heavier weights, when you're ready, we'll start to take some hammer curls. Full range here. Those of you that don't have weights or light weights, we're going to gently pause the arms, open the arms up, and take a little pulse here. Notice how I have that little bend in my arms, and look at how tiny that movement is. Like it's literally just a couple of inches up and down. And again, we're trying to not drop the arms. And then those of you in your hammer curl, here we are. So those of you in your hammer curl, let's take maybe another 3 to 5 more, depending on where you are, and then gently relax the arms back and down. Those of you here with the arms nice and wide, let's again bring the arms, the weights in front of us, and then we're going to come back to that full range here. Not trying to drop the elbows, just bending and extending here. And then those of you with your heavier weights, let's take another round of 10. Um, Depending on what your level of weight is, you could take more or less, of course, the bicep curls. We're all gonna stay here for another 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, let's all gently relax on and down. So those of you with heavier weights, if you switch out your size for shoulders, go ahead and do so. Um, and then for shoulders, we're going to take a hammer curl, press the weights up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a wide overhead press, bringing the weights together, elbows coming down shoulder height or a tiny bit lower. Those of you without weights, we're going to do this same movement. We're just going to do it for longer, bending and extending the elbows. Those of you with heavier weights, again, we'll stick with about 10 or so, and then you can relax the arms down, shake out the shoulders a little bit whenever you're ready to do so, if you need that little break. Those of you with no weights or light weights, we're going to bend the elbows. We're going to bring the arms together and start to take a little pulse here, up and down. So elbows are narrow. And then we can gently start to kind of pulse and open the arms wide to that wide overhead press position. And then we can bring the elbows back together. And we can gently move forward and back like that. Those of you with heavier weights will take a hammer curl, do an overhead press, and just stay there. Hammer curl, overhead press. Again, about 10 times or so. Depending on your weight, you could always do more or less, however you guys are feeling. Okay. And then once you've done about 10 or so of those overhead press, you can gently put the weights down. And those of you who have no weights or light weights will also relax the arms down. Okay. So let's again put the weights up to the side. We're going to come down onto the mat. We're going to do a little bit of some tricep push-ups to finish off upper body. And then we're going to make our move on to legs. So we're going to come to a tabletop on the mat. No equipment required for this. Take that low plank position. So hips are dropped down a little bit, but core is strong. Bend the elbows, keep the elbows really close to your ribs. Lower down a couple of inches and press back up. So it's not a wide push up, it's a narrow arm push up. It's a lot of chest, it's a lot of triceps. I'm going to reposition myself so that you can have this kind of clear version. Elbows close to the side as you lower down and press up. So a lot of tricep, a lot of chest. Don't rush through. Again, you don't have to come all the way down to the floor. Take a break at any point. These are strong push-ups. Let's take maybe 3 more. And then we're going to come back to a tabletop or all fours. Feel free to take a child's pose if you need to. And then we'll meet back in a tabletop. Okay, so from here, we're going to gently take that right knee, keep it bent, bring the right foot up towards the ceiling, and then bring the right knee down next to the left. So right foot comes up and right knee comes down. We have a little bit of engagement in the core. And we're lifting with the hamstring and the glute. We're not lifting with the low back. So if you guys start to feel the low back, don't bring the leg so high. It's not about how high can you get the leg. It's what muscles are you using to get the leg up and bring it down. So we want to stay in hamstring and glute territory. Let's stay right here for another 3 and 2 and 1. Right knee will come back down and we'll take some hydrants. Right knee opening up towards the right side of the room and back down. And we're just staying right here in our hydrants. For another 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, right knee will come back down and we'll switch sides. So left knee stays bent, left foot comes up towards the ceiling, and then left knee comes down. Staying right here. Again, core is gently engaged. That's going to help stabilize the body and protect the low back as well. And remember, we don't want to be lifting with the low back. We want to lift with the hamstring and with the glute. All right, let's stay here for another 3 and 2 and 1. Left knee comes down, and let's open the left leg towards the left side of the room and bring it back down for hydrants. Stay here for another 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, left knee can come back and down. Nice work. Okay, so we're going to come back on up to stand, finish off with some lunges. If you would like to grab your a weight and hold it at the chest, feel free to do so. Otherwise, this will just be body weight. We're going to start with the right foot forward. Weight can be again at the chest. And then from here, we're just going to step back with that left foot into a lunge, pause and hold. So spine is long, chest is gently open, upper body's relaxed. We're thinking about stacking our shoulders right over our hips. And the body weight again is back towards the heels. So we're not too far forward. We're again using the strength of the hamstrings and of the glutes. And then from here, maybe we tap the left knee down and lift up. And it can be any range, you guys. Like you can be tapping the floor, you could just come down a couple of inches, depending on how it feels in your knees as well. So we're just going to stay here for another 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, left foot's going to step forward. Going to get right into the next side. So right foot steps back. Pausing here, letting ourselves get set up for a second. Spine is long and neutral, shoulders stacked over the hips, chest is relaxed. And then from here, we can either just hold or drop that right knee down. Nice work, everyone. This is our last leg exercise, and we're going to move right into core. And then you're all done. Can just move on with the day. All right, so let's stay here for another 3 and 2 and 1. Great work, everyone. Right foot steps forward. Weight can go off to the side and down onto the mat we go. Okay, for core. So let's start lying. Well, no, actually, we'll get there. Let's stretch the legs out. This is one of my favorite ways to activate the core. This is from Pilates. So we've got the legs stretched out. Legs will stay heavy on the mat. Again, we come back to that nice long spine, right? We want the spine to be neutral, chest is open. Let's reach the arms forward. Put on your tight pair of jeans. Keep that zipped up feeling in the core. How slow can we go? It's about speed and control. And the slower we go, the heavier it's going to be. So gently bringing the torso down onto the mat. Let's reach the arms back behind us. And then exhale, let's bring the arms back down by our side. So we're going to roll on up and back down one more time. So we're going to inhale to reach the arms back behind us. We're going to exhale to reach the arms forward and use the core to again rise all the way on up. And then again, core stays strong and in control as we come all the way down. Nice and slow, staying in control as much as we can. And then opening the arms back behind us, relaxing the arms back and down. Okay. So from here, let's bend the knees, plant the feet. So we have a couple of options. You can just do a traditional crunch and sit up, interlace the hands at the back of the head, lifting straight up and straight down with your feet on the floor. You could also reach the legs up towards the ceiling. And and on the exhale to fire the core, we'll lower the right leg down, lift the head and chest. Right leg comes on up, head and chest come down. So just kind of staying here with lowering the right leg to lift the chest. But as the right leg comes back on up, the chest comes back down onto the floor. So our head and chest are always coming back down onto the mat to reset. And then let's gently reach that right leg on up and let's switch sides. So left leg can lower and we lift straight up. Same movement here. Okay. And then we're going to move on to obliques. How could I forget? So lots of options here. Feet could come down and you're just taking a traditional oblique twist here. That right oblique, Or we're again lowering the right leg down, taking a twist towards the left leg, and then resetting. So everything resets. All right, and again, we're really using the right oblique to twist. We're not pulling too hard on the neck. All right, let's take one more on the right side and then let's switch sides. So lowering the left leg down, taking a twist and coming back through center. And you don't have to lower the leg down super low, you guys. Again, always checking in with like low back. And if it doesn't feel good on your low back, maybe don't lower the leg so low to the floor. Um, maybe just drop the leg down a couple of inches or bring the feet back down to the floor. It's a core exercise, not a leg and low back exercise. So we always want to keep that in mind. What muscle group are we using? And let's not compromise another part of the body for that exercise. So let's take one more on the left side. And then we can all gently relax on down, bring the feet down, relax the arms down, maybe gently rock the hips from side to side. Take a moment to let the core gently release for a moment. Um, if your core is like, please don't do anything else with me for the rest of the day, take that time to, relax. Breathe into the core, release it. If you would like the last couple more minutes of a burst, um, let's keep the knees bent, feet on the floor. I like to kind of like inch my feet though a little bit further towards the top of the mat. We'll inhale to reach the arms back behind us. The exhale is where we lift the head. Oh, I almost didn't get up and chest towards the knees. And then here we go, rolling back and down. So feet stay heavy, nice strong core, low back hits, mid back, and upper back relax all the way down. Inhale to bring the arms back down by our sides. Okay. So let's gently reach the legs up towards the ceiling. We're going to use the low belly to gently lift the hips up off the mat just a couple of inches and drop the hips back and down. So literally just like 3 inches straight up and straight down one more time, lifting straight up and straight down. Feet come back down onto the mat. Knees are bent. Inhale to reach the arms back behind. Your exhale is your power to lift the head and chest to meet the legs. And then we'll gently roll back and down. Nice strong core. Let's gently stretch the legs out once we relax down onto the mat. And then again, we're going to gently inhale on the floor. Exhale this time as we lift the head and chest and we roll up. Let's bend the knees. So we're bringing everything together. Exactly. And then let's one more time gently roll all the way back and down, stretching the legs out, releasing the arms back down by our sides. So one more time, we'll reach each leg up towards the ceiling. We'll do that little lift of the hips up off the mat. That didn't feel good in your body. You can start to cool down. That's where we're heading next. So low belly gently engages. We lift the hips up a couple of inches and gently relax back and down. So a couple more. It's not like plow pose in yoga where we're bringing the legs all the way back. It's the low bellies doing the work. And then from here, let's all gently relax the feet back and down. And then let's maybe take a twist. So the twist can look any way that's comfortable for you. You can just kind of drop the knees down towards the right side of the room. You can also take a figure four twist, cross the left ankle over the right knee, and then drop the legs up and over. And wherever we are, In our twist or whatever shape is comfortable, just take a nice big inhale into the belly. Let the breath create space. Release the core muscles. They were just contracted for a bit because they were working. So let's release the core muscles and exhaling to just kind of soften. And then let's gently bring the legs back through center and let's switch sides, taking twist of your choice on the next side. It's figure four, crossing that right ankle over the left knee, really using the breath. The breath is really powerful, you guys, not only in releasing the physical body, but the nervous system. It's a really good tool to have for exercise and for life. So, really think about breathing into the belly. That's where singers breathe into the diaphragm. So, nice big inhale there. Exhale through the mouth, just let it go. That's where the relief is and is in the exhale. So one more inhale and an exhale. And if you're kind of comfortable just relaxing on the floor, you can stay there. Um, if you'd like to rise on up to stand to take another forward fold, we can eventually head there. But again, if you guys are relaxed on the floor, maybe stay right where you are. We'll take one more nice big reach up with the arms if we're standing to interlace the fingers, flip the palms, take a little bend towards the left, and then gently come back up through center, take a little bend towards the right. We'll come back up through center, take a forward fold, just relax down. Remember the chin relaxes down, spine is long, hamstrings get a nice big stretch. And then when you're ready, we'll gently inhale to rise all the way on up. Exhale, relax the arms down, take a couple rolls with the shoulders. And wonderful work, everyone. Have a fabulous week. Thank you for joining. Strong work, everyone. Oh, I hope you can see me. I'm just like so backlit here. um, But thank you for joining, everyone. Have a fabulous week and rest of your day, weekend as well. Strong work. A minute plank we did today. You're so welcome, everyone. Have a good day. Hope the sun is out wherever you are. Um, and yeah, I mean, even if the sun isn't out, we're the sunshine. So, so have a wonderful week, everyone. And nice to see you. Bye bye. Have a great weekend. Have fun. Get lots of rest on your weekend. Bye, everyone.